Today I will lead you into why life unfolds the way it does. Why do you face these challenges? Why does life take these turns? Is it a result of your past actions? Or is it a result of your past lives? Or is it a lesson of some kind? Let us explore together. Namaste. Let me lead you into an understanding of life and the philosophical understanding with which we can view life. Why did you marry this person? Why was this child born to you? Why were you born to those parents? Why did this enterprise never take off? Why this particular health problem? The answer you give this why is going to give the direction to the future sequence of events that would unfold in your life. And there are 4 answers which humanity has arrived through time. The first is fate, the second is sin, the third is chance, and the fourth is karma. Let us look at these. Fate is essentially a Greek idea. If you believe in fate, you'll give in to that idea that gods and goddesses have already decided how your life would unfold. That is, to whom you will be born, what you will achieve, how you will die is already determined. If you give in to the idea of fate, you essentially become either a stoic, somebody who is disinterested in life, because you really do not have any role to play. The flow of experiences, the flow of life experiences would make you feel like a driftwood that is being carried by the great current. That is fate. Now let us talk of sin. Sin is essentially a Hebrew idea that flows into Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And if you believe in sin, you will see troubles of your life, the troubles that you experience in your life, as punishments given to you by God. According to the philosophical understanding of sin, God made some rules, some laws or commandments on how a human being should live. If you broke these laws, you would have sinned, and God becomes angry with you and gives you punishment. Your life will move in the direction of your predominant perception. You will most likely experience problems every time you disobey the laws. The third philosophical view of why life unfolds the way it does, the third view is chance. If you subscribed to this view, you would see this universe, this entire universe, as a random flow of events and occurrences. And all things that happen, you will see it as accidents. Your birth is an accident, it is a chance. Your death is an accident, it is a chance. If you gave into this view, you would either see life as an adventure, or you would be terrified of the unknown. Now let us talk of the Hindu concept of karma. Karma can be both good and bad. Let us today talk of bad karma. Bad karma is definitely not given to you by God. Karma has no agency. It is a law. It is a universal law. Like the law of motion, the law of gravity, or the law of nature, it is a law. Karma shows life as a series of causes coming together to form consequences. According to the laws of karma, every intention, emotion, and action becomes a cause, and these causes in course of time bears effects, bears fruits. If you plant a seed, the seed grows into a plant and then into a tree, and it bears fruits. if you planted a bitter neem seed, it will grow into a neem tree, it will bear neem fruit. If you planted a sweet mango seed, in course of time it will grow into a mango tree and it would bear mango fruits. If you embrace the idea of karma as your way of perceiving life, you are prompted on the path of self-enquiry and self-reflection. Because law of karma, please understand, gives both responsibility to the individual for what unfolds in their life. It also gives the power to the individual to change what would unfold in future. So I want you to sit back and look at the flow of your life events. How do you see these events? Mahabharata is not the story of one individual. It is not the story of one person's heroic deeds. It is an incredible portrayal of the karmic forces of hundreds of individuals intertwining with each other, all of it culminating in a devastating war. Before we get into it, I want you to know that karma is not as simple as you reap what you sow, but many times over. There is more to karma. There are several laws of karma. Let me share with you one karmic law. One of the secret karmic laws not known to humanity until now is the state of being from which you begin an action has a tendency to recreate circumstances that will reinforce that same state in you. Let me repeat. The state of being from which you begin an action, it has a tendency to recreate circumstances that will reinforce the same state in you. That is, if you began a project or an action from a state of love or joy, there is a possibility that you will come across situations that will increase love and joy in you. Similarly, if you began an action from a stressful state or a suffering state, say hate or anger or a desire to prove to someone that you are superior to them or fear of failure, you will most likely come across those situations that will reinforce the same mind states from which you perform those actions. Let us take the example of Draupadi to explain this principle. Her father birthed her out of anger and vengeance for his childhood friend. She was birthed in hate. She was birthed to seek vengeance. And the series of life incidents unfold around her that increase this hate. During Swayamvara, hate emerges towards her in Karna. During Rajasuya, hate emerges in Duryodhana for her. Likewise, she too builds hate in herself as she suffers injustice, as she suffers humiliation. Many experiences happen in her life that she continues to build her anger, her hate towards others. And she does not work to dissolve her anger and hate. She, in fact, makes it a point to remember the shame she had suffered so that she can keep her hate alive. She also makes sure her husbands also remember the insult she has suffered. She does not want them to forget it, eventually leading to a bloody war and to the death of her children. I'm not trying to bring down Draupadi's greatness of character, but what I'm trying to show you over here is a karmic principle. You will find the same happening to Bhima, to Duryodhana. They too face the situations that reinforce the state of jealousy and anger that they function from. And in this karmic flow, all the people related to these powerful characters also get sucked into the vortex of karmic consequences. When you get sucked into negative karmic tide, the people associated with you are also impacted. When you get drawn into positive karmic tide, again, the loved ones and the people whom you work with, they all stand to gain from it. If your life has to turn, you have to begin with dissolving your frustration, your fear of failure, You need to awaken to powerful states of consciousness. You need to experience a state of calm, courage. You need to experience great equanimity. Only then a new cycle of abundance will begin to flow in your life. You have to begin an authentic spiritual journey. What is meditation? Meditation is the ancient science of impacting the mind, body, and consciousness triangle. The oldest images of human beings in meditation was found on the seals of the Indus Valley civilization. It is a clear engraving of a yogi sitting in Siddhasana in meditation. Meditation is very old. It is part of the human system. For anyone who thinks of meditation and says, not for me, or too tough, or next to impossible, I want you to know there are children who are below 10 years old doing the soul sync meditation practice before they begin their everyday lesson in the villages around Ekam. They are building concentration, greater self-awareness, and also awareness of the world around them. It is possible for every one of you to meditate, and it certainly does not you to require to go to a cave or to get disinterested or disgruntled with the world to start meditating. Meditation, please know, can be your best inner adventure. Today, let us go into the issue of what meditation is. Namaste. So, what is meditation about? Walking meditation, smiling meditation, dancing meditation, moving meditation, breathing meditation, eating meditation, sitting meditation. There's so many. So, what exactly is meditation? Whatever definition there be in the world, according to me, meditation is declutching from unconscious habitual thinking and experiencing a beautiful state of being. However, there are various kinds of meditations, and every one of the world's meditations can be categorized into three. The first form of meditations are concentration-based meditations, where the meditator focuses on one single point, a form, or a mantra, and obliterates the rest from his or her focus. A classical example of concentration would be Drona's test for all the Pandavas in archery, when he asked them to aim their arrow at the wooden bird's eye on a tree at a distance. When they were holding their aim, the rest of the Pandavas said they could see the tree, the leaves, the birds, and the eye of the bird. And it is only Arjuna who said all he could see was the eye of the bird and nothing else. And when he released his arrow, it found its mark. Concentration is exclusion of everything else other than the object of your concentration. Of course, the purpose of concentration-based practices ranges from building a sharp brain, cultivating a skill, a desire to prevent brain degenerative diseases, enhancing efficiency, to ultimately going beyond thought to a thoughtless state of being. The second kind of meditation are flow-based or observation-based meditations. The meditator here does not control thought, but moves into a space of non-resistance, non-judgment. In observation-based meditations, there is no effort to control or tweak or change anything that is observed. Pleasant and unpleasant thoughts come and go. You are simply an observer to them. You don't cling to the pleasant thoughts, nor do you push away your unpleasant thoughts. You simply see them. That is all. Breath can be slow or fast, shallow or deep. You don't change it. You simply observe it. It could be autumn, winter, or summer. You simply observe nature without wishing it were another season. The person in front of you could be a stranger or your loved one, a well-wisher or an ill-wisher. You simply observe and listen to them meditatively. Observation and flow-based meditations do not focus on a point, but the observation of a movement, movement of a thought, movement of a breath, movement of body, movement in nature. The purpose of this observation based meditation is to experience states of well being, of calm, peace, and serenity. The third kind of meditation, where meditation is a happening. Meditation here is not a conscious practice, it is a happening. Meditative states can happen spontaneously when individuals go through intense crisis. They have an experience of breathtaking beauty, like when you're skydiving or holding a newborn baby or looking into the eyes of a newborn baby or having a panoramic view of nature. These states happen. They happen when your Kundalini, the mystic fire serpent, rises beyond your heart chakra. All enlightened states or all the mystical states of consciousness are a play of Kundalini, whether you know it or not, whether you acknowledge it or not. It is like whether you know it or not, what is sucking you back to earth from a height is gravity. You could be a Muslim, a Hindu, a Christian, a Jew, or atheist. When you have a transcendental experience or an enlightenment experience, it is because your Kundalini has risen. You could be experiencing love like a Mirabai, or a compassion like a Christ, or a oneness like Rumi. It is Kundalini that is risen, that is contributing to that experience. Forget Kundalini, then forget spiritual experiences and meditative states. At times, meditative states can also be induced by enlightened mystics who know the science and technology of consciousness. They can put their disciples through intense solitude, fasting, prayer, meditation, breath work, rigorous movement, and connection to the divine. The meditator experiences transcendental states of consciousness ranging from trance to expansive states of connection and bliss to experiencing enlightened states where you feel one with the universe. In our festivals and events at Ekam, we raise Kundalini and push people into divine states and enlightened states of consciousness through very deep processes of meditation. There are also occasions when we transfer state of peace, stillness, or oneness. We transfer in total silence to multitudes through the power of Diksha, a divine phenomenon that is at the heart of Ekam. Let us go further from here. There are three principles in the science and art of meditation. If you relaxed your body, it begins to heal. If you observed your mind, it begins to calm. If you expanded your consciousness, you realize that you are one with all that is. Meditation for the body is conscious relaxation. Please know it is not lounging on the sofa and eating popcorn, watching television. There are numerous meditations that can create relaxation in the body. Conscious relaxation of the body can easily happen when you bring attention to your breath or practice certain kinds of pranayama. Relaxation of your body can happen when you bring attention and practice smiling meditation. You could also practice Yoga Nidra, a method of detoxing your brain of the stress chemicals that leads you into deep relaxation. But why conscious relaxation of the body? Let me share a research from the Harvard Medical School. They have studied that meditative relaxation actually switches on a gene that helps fight inflammation. It kills disease cells, increases fertility, and protects the body from cancer. When people practice conscious relaxation of the body, even for say 20 minutes a day for 2 months, they had far more disease-fighting genes active in the body than those who did not practice. This the ancient sages spoke of thousands of years ago. They called perfect health as swasthya, which means one who is at ease within oneself. Let's move to the mind now. When you bring attention to the mind, it calms. You dedicate the entirety of your lives moving from no car to car, car to big car to many cars to a private jet. Nothing wrong with it. And if you have the potential to get there, you should get there. Now imagine a person traveling on a luxurious private jet, say 35,000, feet above the sea level on a cloudless morning in a most glorious setting of the Himalayan ranges. And suppose all that person is thinking is jumping out of the plane to end one's misery once for all. What kind of life is that? Let us realize a beautiful life means a beautiful mind. A beautiful inner state means joy, serenity, peace, sense of being connected. It means a mind that is free of confusion, conflict, clutter, a mind that is free of unhappiness. It means an inner spaciousness where you can be present to the other, present to life. A beautiful state means a clear thinking, an intelligent mind. Among the numerous people I have interacted with and taught, I have found not one individual who would like to wake up in the morning and say, "Let this day be one of anxiety, worry, or sorrow for me." Everyone wants to be free of unpleasant thoughts and emotions. Every one of us is one in this aspiration. The first step to declutching from inner discomfort is to recognize and observe the actual emotion you're going through. It is a major step to calm. When you recognize your actual emotion, you declutch from it. And in your brain, the neural activity switches from amygdala in the limbic system, it switches to the medial prefrontal cortex, which is the seat of intelligent thought and awareness and an expanded sense of connection. When this shift begins to happen, you're able to break free of the most stressful emotions. All you need to do is to recognize the actual stressful emotion you're experiencing, whether it is anger or frustration, fear or worry or sadness, anything. That is with regard to the mind. Let us now move on to consciousness. When consciousness expands, you realize you are one. The word consciousness definitely has many meanings. Here, consciousness means your sense of self, your sense of who you think you are. But what is an expanded consciousness? Expanding consciousness means expanding your sense of self. When your sense of self goes beyond being limited, when it goes to include others, to include earth, to include the universe itself, when you know that you are not the limited consciousness, but when you know that you are the limitless consciousness, then your thinking radically changes. When your sense of self changes, your thinking changes fundamentally. With transformed thinking arise transformed states of being, transformed actions, and transformed life.